You are not fully retiring. You are just going to focus on some other things. What about the future of election polling? During our conversation we had 3, 4 weeks ago, you acknowledged how it is so much harder, especially to get young folks who don't like to talk on their phone. They communicate in various other ways, but talking on the phone, you can probably ask their parents, it's not what they like to do. But frankly, a lot of those of others of us in other generations too, we get tired of sales calls or what have you. So it gets harder and harder. So what does this all mean for the future? Is this even a thing that can continue, and in what form?
Well, I can't tell you that I've put a lot of thought to the future of election polling, given
Sure,
that I'm out. But I
touche.
will say, for those who go digging on the Register's website, one of the documents we published is the weighted versus unweighted data. So you can see how little we had to weight our data, and that's including with younger people. If anything, there were youngest age groups we had to weight down. That is, they were overrepresented. So there isn't anything in how I do my method in terms of gathering data that I think about changing. One thing we investigated was this idea that's become popular in some polling circles is weighting by recalled vote. And, we played around with that a little bit. And again, you can see those documents on the Register
And
website.
excuse me for a sec, but just for those who don't know that, that's essentially, did you vote in the past? Is that
It's
right?
who did you vote for
Okay.
in 2020, and then you weight your current data to look like the past recalled effort there. So right off the bat, I go, I don't want to wait to the past. I want to see the future. And and really, anytime you go messing with variables that have a partisan edge to it, so that includes how do you identify by party? Um, that of course you can mess with your data. But to me, it's the scientist in me says keep your dirty fingers off your data. Don't go. You you're not blind to the fact you're changing the outcome of the horse race. So I don't want to do anything that that knowingly changes the outcome of a horse race that isn't justified by, well, we didn't get enough people in the fourth district, or we didn't get enough, anything like that that is meaningful and can be adjusted through the scientific method of weighting data.
Uh, I want to back up in a final question to kind of go back about the allegations that you would try to do something that would favor Democrats. I'm not asking a question about money. I'm asking a question kind of big picture. Can you help folks understand if this is right or wrong? Is the bulk of the work you do other stuff, private clients, not election polling? Is that fair? And if that is, can
Yeah.
you please explain that?
That is fair. That the majority of the revenues for Selzer and Company come from outside the Iowa poll. It's not a small piece, but it's not the majority of what we do. And the majority of what we do are people who wide variety of things. Maybe they're running a low-income housing unit on the East Coast, but they've never felt like they could trust the data that they get. Maybe they're a supermarket chain, and all they're making decisions on are hunches that their board of directors have, and they'd like something that looks like um, I guess objective, more objective, and my best shot at giving the truth, which is what is sort of the core of my being, is that I design methods that give me my best shot at what's true. So there are people who have causes, and there are people who have, fun things about um, how to make a place more attractive for tourists. There's a lot of different things that I've been involved with, and it's really been the joy of my company is helping clients of all ilk learn something they didn't know and then figure out how they can leverage that into making wiser decisions.
My point with the question, I guess, is generically for a pollster, what would it do to a business enterprise for those who cast any doubt on how you would, if you had tried to show favoritism in an outcome.
Well, there are plenty of pollsters who are aligned with parties who do plenty of other things besides that. So it's something that you can deal with. For me, I've always stayed unaligned. So I don't work for candidates. I don't work for political parties. Anything that gets too close, I say no. But I work for conservation organizations, and I work with an organization that's trying to figure out the role of hunting in America and what that means for funding for conservation. And I think most of my clients are repeat clients. They're happy with my work and they come back for more.